about that a little bit. This gal Dana up here. Pretty cool, huh? How much weight do you think she lost? Raise your hand.
I would say 30 pounds.
Good guess. What would anyone else say?
27, because she gained muscle.
And someone from the New Year, New You Challenge gained like 8 pounds of muscle. Would know that, right? So you're speaking from experience. And you're absolutely right. Miss Dana here lost 6 pounds. Okay? So that's pretty cool. And that's what, you know, our nutrition plan, which you're gonna, we're not trying to like keep food from you. We want you to feel as good as you can through this challenge. But what it's designed to do is to rebuild a new you, kind of heal you from the inside out, and kind of maybe break through some myths and things like that we've all grown up with over the years. So let's talk about it. Dana lost 6 pounds of fat. So that's what that kind of looks like, you know? You compare fat to muscle. Muscle is much more dense, right? 5 pounds of each. Very much smaller, very much larger. Okay? And muscle's what carries your bones around for you. It keeps your tendons, you know, joints, ligaments all functioning better. Lots of good reasons why you want to have muscle and getting rid of the fat. So, but what the point is, the scale isn't always a good predictor of how successful you're being. Amy, did you want to stand, or can we get you a chair?
No.
Okay, are you sure? You're making me feel
There's a seat up here.
There's a seat here. There's a bed right here.
I'm gonna go back here now. She's the only one that
Yeah.
can see.
Oh, cool. All right. So, I'm just kidding, Amy. Just still look good. I'm coaching Amy, so I can be out.
She can.
So we are encouraging you to take your pictures, right, along. So we took your pictures today, and we're going to take your after pictures too. And in your manual and in the website, it shows you how to take your pictures. So we're encouraging you to do that along your program so that you see your results. All right, those pictures are really going to show how your body's going to be changing over the next 10 weeks. So this is how, you know, we recommend you do your front, side, and back pictures. And then we also encourage you all, and we show you how to do your measurements with like a fabric tape measure. So you can go ahead and do that on the different sections here. So that way you'll really see the fat loss, the definition, and you'll be able to track those inches over time too. Sound good? Yep. Any questions about that? Pictures? All right. In each Wednesday, you are all going to be sent an email. In that email, every Wednesday is going to be a survey for you to fill out. In that survey, it's going to be asking you about your inches, your measurements, your weight. We even ask you if you have a scale like a body fat scale at home. You want to do that consistently over each week. You can do that. There's several different, very reasonably priced scales out there if you wanted to do that at home. But what we're tracking is weight. So this is a body weight percentage loss challenge. That's what we're going to track for you. We'll get your body percent today. We went ahead and did that during your weigh-in. We'll get that done today, and then we'll do it again at the end. But we're not going to be doing it so much in between. Okay? So we do encourage you to do that if that's something you're going to want to do, and you will be filling it out each week for your coach as you answer a few questions consistently each week. Are you Daniel?
Yeah.
Yay! Oh yes! Finally get to see the face behind the emails. This is so exciting. I love it. Alright. So, moving right along. We're getting into nutrition now, guys. So, now that we have the measurements, kind of tracking your progress under our belt a little bit, we're going to get into nutrition. So how to count direct macros and how to make a meal plan. We're gonna dive on into that now, so everybody will be crystal clear. I guarantee you're gonna be crystal clear. What I don't guarantee is it's gonna be easy. It's a lot of work. All right? And so that's why we have a website or a Facebook page for all the members too, to kind of talk back and forth or share, you know, any progress, any epiphanies, those kinds of things. But so that way we're accountable and helping each other out. And so we talk about your macros are your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. And in every carbohydrate and in every protein, there are 4 calories in each one of those. Okay? We burn calories for energy, right? And then in fat, there's 9 calories in fat. Okay? So it's easy to remember. You know protein and carbs have the same amount of calories. All right? In each gram. And then with fat, it's 9 calories per gram. Okay? So let me ask you a question. If fat had, so you say you had 10 grams of fat, how many calories would be in that?
90.
Yes. You're with me. Yes. You do. So this means you guys are gonna just. Oh, the other thing is remember these little symbols because you're gonna see them throughout your nutrition list. So this carbohydrate, that's bread and Danish or croissant. Protein, that looks like a steak. And then fat is like a water and oil, even though they don't mix, but I don't know. I looked at it, I was like, huh? So, maybe it's just oil. I don't know. Direct macros, we'll start with that. So, let's talk about direct macros, okay? We're gonna start off with some fat. So, foods typically have protein, carbs, and fats in them, right? But usually there's a prominent macro in all the foods. Like meat is primarily protein, right? And vegetables are primarily carbohydrates, right? But there's some protein in kale and things like that, right? Okay. So with peanut butter, the primary direct macro is fat. So there's 16 grams of fat in 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. Okay? So that's 1 serving. Indirectly, it has 7 grams of protein and carbs as well. Okay? So you're all with me here so far? Awesome. So when we look at protein in steak, we have 8 grams of protein in 1 ounce of steak. So let me ask you this, if you had 3 ounces of steak, how many grams of protein would that be? Awesome. So this is, we're going to make this clearer and clearer. It's going to get so much easier, I swear to God. So quinoa. Quinoa is a carbohydrate primarily. It's the direct macro is carbohydrates. And there's 42 carbs in a cup of quinoa. That's a lot of carbs in quinoa. Okay. Indirectly, it has 10 grams of protein as well. It's a good protein source. But we're only counting the direct macros for quinoa, and that is 42 carbs per 1 cup serving, right? You guys all with me still? All right, now it's going to get even better, I promise. Now we are looking at an example of your nutrition list. And we forgot the video, by the way.
I didn't.
You did? Did you set it up? Oh! You're amazing. Did we start it?
Yes. Got it for me.
Oh my God. You just got a raise.
Woo-hoo.
You heard it. Oh my God. That's amazing. Woohoo. I said it on video too. I mean it. That's so cool. So now we're looking at something. Have you all seen your nutrition lists? Raise your hand if you've taken the time to kind of look through and browse through and kind of see what that means. Yeah, you need your little magnifying So right here, we're looking at, so foods are organized by your direct macros in your nutrition log. So it's really plainly made out for you. You have a whole humongous list of proteins, you have a whole humongous list of carbohydrates, and you have a whole humongous list of fats to choose from, okay? So you're not limited at all. And I'm sure in those lists, you'll be circling all your favorite ones. We're going to talk about that down the road. And there's going to be so much variety for you all to choose from, which is a great thing. So here, that's just the example. We have protein, lots of different sources. This is just one page, right? Y'all with me still? All right. So, find the food you want to eat and count the direct macro amount next to your listed. So right now we're just finding what we like. Right here's nut butters. We know it's nut butters, and in 1 tablespoon, like before we talked about 2 tablespoons, now we're down at 1 tablespoon. So there's only 8 grams of fat. Okay, we know a serving is typically 2 tablespoons, but right now we know 1 tablespoon. So with here's the other thing, like with this, it tells you the measurement as well, the measurement source, right? So we have ounces, we'll do cups, we'll do tablespoons and things like that. So different measuring devices for different food products, okay? So we have 1 tablespoon, 8 grams of fat with your nut butters. That's one example. You got that? All right, we're moving on. Now, here's the same thing. You find your protein. So we went from fat, now we're going to do a sample of protein. And in protein, in 1 ounce. So proteins are generally measured by ounces, whether it's fish, chicken, steak, whatever it is, it's typically going to be measured by ounces, okay? So you want to be familiar with measuring devices and things like that. How many ounces are in a cup? 8. Great. So we know in a half a cup is 4, right? So you guys can figure that out. And then we have our carbs, same thing. There's the quinoa. We know in 1 cup here, there's 43 grams of carbs. Okay? So now we're even getting better. So we're all on the same page here. Good. Now, when there's some foods where that food item is going to count for both proteins and carbs, protein and fat, and carbs and fat. There's certain foods where you're going to count both in that one food, because there's always a catch-up. There's always going to be a gotcha, you know. So there's just a few, like you'll go through those on certain foods. You see here, like protein and fat, it has the steak and the fat symbol. So cheese is one of those, raw or natural. Go down with that. Raw is natural, right? I don't know. It's like redundant to me. And then lentils, proteins, you know, or beans and things like that are another getcha. So there's protein and carbs in that as well. And then carbs and fat in your chia. Okay? So you're going to count both of those, and it tells you exactly what those grams are here, okay? So we'll count both of those, all right, and their serving sizes. So the reason we're spending time talking about this as we get more into it is because portion sizes are so important, right? And that's going to lead you to discover how much you need to have for whatever macros are in your phase 1, right? So we're getting, so I'm trying to just kind of get you into that where we're going. All right? So it's just circling them now. It's just making it a little bit clearer where you find them. So 1 ounce, you're getting 9 grams of fat, and you're getting 7 grams of protein. 1 cup of lentils, 18 grams of protein, 38 grams of carbs. So you're counting both of those. Same thing with chia. 1 tablespoon, 4 grams of carbs, 4 grams of fat. There we go. comes to food, so these don't count, right? There's also category-free foods which don't have a significant enough amount of macros to count. So if something is labeled as free, you don't have to count it in your macros. These foods are clearly labeled in the food list, so you never have to guess or calculate them. And basically, those are going to be your vegetables and things, primarily. And so another thing we're going to be asking you to do, since we're only talking about macros in the forms of protein, carbs, and fats, like you always want to be adding vegetables every day. So you want to be trying to get at least 6 servings of vegetables a day. So those are free. So you want to be trying to include those in each one of your meals, whether you go with the 4-meal plan, the 5-meal plan, or the 6-meal plan. We'll talk more about that too. So use the food list and not the traditional macro counting app like MyFitnessPal, and there's a lot of other like macro counting apps out there, but we are not wanting you to use them at all, okay? We want you to do it yourself based on the nutrition list that we're providing to you to pick, and then your portion sizes for that. We've spent 7 years developing this program. There's been over 10,000 people run through this program with such success. The research has been done, and so we're asking you to follow the nutrition list, and we're asking you to track it with your habit tracker each day. So in planning it ahead of time, we're going to get more into that as well. Although we know there's times you'll be going out to eat and doing certain things, we're going to get through that coming up soon too. So stick to the list. If you eat something that is not on the food list, count all the fat, protein, and carb macros based on the food label. So if you have that Snicker bar, count it all, guys. It's not on the list. Right? Whatever it is, like anything that is not on the list, okay? Any questions there? I see you laughing. Okay.
Early see it inside you.
Okay, good. So your phases at a glance, your coach will be sending you, so you have your phase 1. You might even say a phase 1.1, but we're starting at phase 1. We want to make sure you're getting results with phase 1, and if things aren't moving where we want them to go as quickly in the first 2 to 3 weeks, we might move you on to phase 1.1, but that's where you're going to start. That's probably where you're going to stay. And then as we move on through weeks 2, 3, 4, we may update. If you're doing really great on phase 1, we may not change it for a while, as long as you're getting consistent results, and that's why you're going to send us your weigh-in each week. And we're seeing how your body's changing. You know, it just depends. So that's why there'll be a lot of communication going back and forth. So that's why we're saying trust the process and your coach, because we know what's going on here, and we want to make sure that you're getting the best results possible. All right. And so that's what that looks like. And it gives you options for how many meals you're going to eat a day. So how many people think you'll be, if you're having 6 meals a day, raise your hand. If you're having 5, raise your hand. And if you're having 4, raise your hand. Good. Good. Usually 4 is the most common, just because of our busy, hectic lifestyles. But it's nice to have 6 too, because that really keeps the metabolism going strong throughout the day. And sometimes it's nicer to have a more slower digesting food throughout your day as well. So it's all going to do well. You're all going to do great. No one is better than the other. It's not going to determine results or anything like that. Okay? So your free meals, because that always comes up, aka cheat meal. The studies have been done on that too, and the research is in. So if you're planning on having a cheat meal a week, that's perfectly fine, and it's not a cheat day. I always say that. Don't mistake cheat meal with cheat day. You always have to, remind people, because that's what I think of. All day I get to eat whatever I want. No, that's not the case. But there has been research done that shows much improved, significantly improved results with a bi-weekly free meal. So much better results if you wait 2 weeks instead of 1. So we like to mention that to you for the people who are really ready, you wanting to dial in. At the same time, we're like, you have that date night each week, you go for it. You have that girls' night out each week where you get together for happy hour, Friday night, whatever it is. Don't interrupt your social life. You know, or make a balance of it. Just eat healthy when you go out. So it's your choice. Yes?
Do you have to count that meal like in your planner or anything?
Yes.
Keep track of the macros that you do that aren't on the food list. If you do a cheat.
Yeah, if you do a cheat meal,
Well, if you just like every free meal every 2 weeks.
yeah,
You
definitely
keep track of those macros.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, you keep track of everything. Yes.
Girls got it, right?
Your shoulder's gonna be sore because you're gonna have Darren sitting on it for the next 2 weeks,
It's
okay?
just sushi I want to eat.
Oh no, that's good. That's fine. So you have the carbs in the rice, you have your protein in the fish, and then usually just don't order the cream cheese ones. Or you gotta count the avocado as the fat, you know. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Yes. And just don't forget the seaweed salad. Any questions about cheat meals, guys? You guys are awesome. You're doing great. So now we're gonna move into how to count direct macros and how to make a meal plan. So we're gonna be putting this process together. It's the point of this orientation you've all been waiting for. So we're gonna really show you to make this really great for you is you'll want to circle your favorite foods in the food list. You want to decide how many meals you want to eat each day and make that consistent and determine the portion sizes of your favorite foods. Okay? It's as easy as that, guys. It's as easy as that. You have your macros laid out for you. All you got to do is figure out your portion sizes, and you're going to write it down in your little daily meal plan. Maybe plan it out for the week. And it's kind of like going. So you know, when I started these orientations, I didn't start this one how I started the previous two, and I'm going to backstep a little bit. What we're asking you to do is consider this like a course, a college course in yourself, where you're going to learn about this whole new universe, and that universe is you. The universe is joy, okay? Its universe is Shelby. The universe is Sylvia, okay? And it's a whole new universe. And what you're going to discover is you, right? So you're going to be paying close attention to you, all right? And you're going to learn what you're all about, all right? It's going to be a big mindset shift that we're going to be doing, big habit shifting, big listening to your body when you eat certain foods and how you're feeling, and you know, workouts and how that's eating, and how restructuring your nutrition around your workouts is going to give you more energy. And then so you're going to really become so in tune with yourself and building yourself into that healthier you, that it's all going to be like clockwork by the end of this 10 weeks. And the year 2020 is coming up. It's that perfect year, that perfect vision, right? 2020 is perfect vision, and you're setting the stage for that with this challenge, okay? So that's where we're going with it. So making a meal plan. So let's dive in, guys. Let's dive in. Circle your favorite foods in the food list. So the first thing you want to do is to figure out what are your favorite proteins, carbs, and fats that you enjoy eating. And you get to be creative. It's like painting a picture. You get to decide how to plug them in to each meal throughout your day and then your week, right? And so as you build that structure, you know, throughout the week, you know, you can use variety as well. And as we get into like week 3, 4, 5, 6, you're gonna we start looking into the recipes that we've provided for you. But first we wanna dial in the nutrition list, right? We just really wanna dial in what we like to eat. And then we're gonna form our meal plans around that. And then once we get comfortable with that, we're gonna start looking at some of those recipes and applying those into our week as well. Alright, and they're good recipes. They're very healthy. They're literally designed to boost your immune system, propel you through your workouts, prepare you for your workouts, and recover you from your workouts and your day, your busy days. So you circle what you like. And now it's time to tackle the second step of meal planning, okay? So we talked about that, how many meals you're gonna have each day, and you figure that out. And so whether it's, 4, 5, or 6 is gonna change the amount of protein, carbs, and fats, grams you're gonna have in each meal, right? That's all that is. That's all it is. We're gonna do the work for you. We're gonna just let you know how many you need to have in each meal, right? So 4 meals a day, we'll give you an example of what that's gonna look like. Eat your carb meals before and after your workouts. Okay. Oops. Okay, so, yeah. So this is where we always have questions, right? When do I eat my carb meals? Right? Because some of your meals, you're either eating, proteins and carbs, or you're eating proteins and fats, right? So you're always eating what? Protein. Build that muscle, right? And then in half the meals you're having your protein with carbs, and the other half of the meals you're having it with your fats. Okay? Now remember, when you're having proteins and fats, what do you want to include with those?
A lot of water.
Yeah. We'll get into that. Your free foods, right? Yes, your free foods. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah. So we want to eat your carb meals before and after your workout. You want your first one 30 to 90 minutes before your workout, and your second one 39 minutes after your workout. So what's the big question that I always get next? What if I work out in the morning? So if you're a 5:30 worker, you got to get up at 3:30 to make sure. See, I could be a comedian. I could never say this. I swear to God. Like, you're gonna love this. This is like gonna make you so happy. You just need to make sure that your last meal, probably your dinner meal, has your protein and carbs in it. Okay? So, what don't you want in it? So you're gonna have your protein and carb meal at night. You're gonna feel awesome in your morning workout because you drank a lot of water with it. And then within 30 to 90 minutes after your morning workout, what are you gonna have? Your second carb meal. Is that not the best thing ever? That's like the best thing ever. So your breakfast and your dinner. And then if you're a 4-meal person, you're probably gonna have maybe lunch, and then a snack, and then dinner, right? So you work that out. So you're gonna figure it all out, right? It's awesome. Any questions about that?
So if you work out at 8:30 in the morning, I normally don't eat breakfast until after that. Is it better to try to eat breakfast before the 8:30?
That's a great question, because we usually have like noon sessions at other, but so it's up to you. You said you don't eat before your workout.
Not normally, but if it made a big difference, I could.
Right. So for me, and if that's the case, because that's kind of like what I do. If I do like an 8:30 workout, I'll probably have by 7 o'clock I will have had my smoothie, and my smoothie will be a protein carb smoothie. Okay. And so that's what I totally recommend for that. And as long as you have it by 7, you'll have it digested. It's an easier digesting kind of thing. So you just pick what you're gonna have. So that's any other questions? If you're a later in the afternoon or worker outer, how do you schedule your meal that way?
Lunch, carbs.
Yeah. And then dinner. After. Absolutely. Good job, guys. Awesome. So, sandwich your workouts between your carb meals. Cool. Okay? This picture's in your information, so hopefully a lot of you have already seen that. Now it's time to tackle the third step of the meal plan.
Question.
Yes. Oh.
Yield my.
Oh.
So like I run in the morning.
So yeah, you run in the morning. So say, what you're gonna have to talk to your coach about that, but you probably need more carbs. Make sure you're getting a little more carb. Making sure you're getting carbs around it.
But where would I probably sandwich around this workout?
Yes, absolutely. Because you run in the morning, right? You eat before you don't eat. You just get up and run. Yeah. So you would have had your dinner after your workout. So you have your carb dinner after your workout. You'll have your carb dinner before your workout. You'll have it, and then yeah, you'll have to incorporate carbs after your run a little bit. For sure. Yeah. Whether that's like oatmeal and eggs or something like that, but you would want to do that. So, and now we're going to determine your portion sizes of your favorite foods. Okay? Determine the portion sizes of your favorite foods. So, you see that? Now we're going to dive into the nutrition and how we're going to set it up. So you have 43 protein, 43 or 45 carbs, 27 fat. All right. So find the chicken in the protein section, right? So we're looking for how many grams of protein? 43, right? So here's your chicken. You need 43 grams. So you look at the top. So here's the grams column up top, right? So 43 is right between 42 and 44, huh? Right? Who'd have thought? So now you go down to where chicken is, right? And sometimes your macros will fall between certain numbers, right? So if 43 is here and chicken's here, how many ounces of chicken is your serving size? It's between 5.3 and 5.5.
5.4.
5.4. Yes, that's what we do. And that's all you do. Like, so you have 5.4 ounces of chicken. So as you're measuring that out and you're just doing your best, you're gonna, what happens if you only have 5 ounces?
It's okay.
I get these questions, guys. I get these questions. Just be realistic, be practical, try to do your measuring as best as you can. Don't stress if you're, yes ma'am?
Is it raw or cooked?
Cooked. Great question. Everything is cooked.
I don't know how you measure spinach.
It's free. You can have as freaking much spinach as you want. Oh my God! No. Spinach is like when you cook it, you can eat like literally. I get those big tubs of fit. I could eat a whole thing in one serving because it's just because why? What's in spinach? It's free, but it's water.
So like vegetables does that change the macros?
Only if you cook them with olive oil. So you count the olive oil. That is a fat, and you'll have different. So you can steam them, microwave in water, whatever works best for you. You can add spices like oregano and those things to sprucing things up. That's not going to be held against you. You don't have to measure it either. All right, moving on. So now we're going to do what I already did because I jumped ahead. So we're here. So you might want a ruler. I do recommend using a ruler because you don't want a mistake in beef chicken and get it mixed up. So, yeah, you just draw that little line over and it'll show you how many ounces. Right there. And it's ounces, so you always wanna make sure you're measuring with the right device. Alright, you guys with me? Good? Awesome. Let's work through one more. This time we're gonna work with steak. And 43 grams, right down here. So 47 there, so it's how many? 4.8, right there. There we are. So 4.8. Pretty cool. How many people have already done this in the past? Just raise your hand if you've measured food out like this in the past. Okay. So what's been your experience with that?
For me, it was best if I just planned like the full week, cooked it all, put it in little containers. So meal prep for me was,
Good. And once you do it for like a couple of weeks, it's definitely gonna get easier as you go. You know, it's just gonna become very natural. So for those of you who haven't like really thought about portion sizes or measured out your food, that kind of thing, it'll become more natural.
I was thinking of food scale too.
Yeah, there's scales, so there are ounce scales, different scales, you know, and they're pretty cheap.
Yeah.
You can get them on Amazon. So let's practice. Circle your favorite, so when you go through, you circle your favorite food. This is your meal plan worksheet, so this is all in your manual, right, or your information. And you write down which proteins you like, right, what carbs you like, fats. And then you write the amounts, so you can have a whole pre-made list of all the foods that you like and the portion sizes of each one ahead of time. So you'll have like a whole tracker ready to go. So decide how many meals you want to eat each day, then write the amount of meals and the macros on top of your meal plan on your worksheet. So over here, these are your macros for each meal for your 4 meals, right? So we have chicken here, and you have this laid out here. There it is, 5.4. So then you write it all out in one whole meal. You see it, you know, if you're meal prepping, you have it already pre-made. And you know how many servings you're supposed to have of each. And so it's also like good to maybe have what you have for lunch maybe a couple times a week, so you make extras. Same thing with dinners and that kind of thing, or have maybe what you're having with dinner for lunch the next day and figuring it out. So that's what one day would look like. Alright. So now it's time to make a day's worth of meal, and that's kind of what it looks like. And you want to write your workout time in, so you know how to schedule which meal at one time as well throughout your day. So they're an evening worker outer. So they have their carbs here, and zucchini, banana here, carb here, 1.6. Alright, so maybe that was a snack. Let's see. Yep, so no carbs here for breakfast and lunch. They had this meal before dinner, or before their workout. They wrote their workout here. And then after their workout, this particular person decided to have a smoothie afterward instead. So if you're evening worker outer, you can do that. I wouldn't recommend Jessica do that though, because she's gonna be running in the morning and that wouldn't be enough. So, so just, you know, think about that. Alright? That's an option. That's an example. Yes, ma'am.
What about those that work out at 5 a.m.?
She was here.
I guess that's what I meant.
Who wants to fill her in?
Eat your carbs.
Do it for dinner.
So you sandwich, so what, that's a great question, I wanna make sure you fully understand. you do sandwich your workout between your 2 carb meals, okay? So that would mean if you're a 5 a.m.er, your evening meal would be one of your carb meals, and your breakfast after your workout will be your second carb meal, okay?
Makes sense.
Yep. So you see here, your 2 carb meals are protein and carbs. You know you have free foods. You can add to those, right? You were here for that? Okay. And then, so your non-carb meals would be your lunch and snack, if you're a 4 person. How many meals are you eating a day?
I think I'm going to try the 6 because I need to eat every couple of
Okay.
hours. But the 6 meals per day is the only one, and where I have 1 non-carb meal.
Okay, so you've got that.
Okay.
Yep, you're good to go.
Okay.
Yep. Sweet, guys. So once you've made 1 meal, you can make the other meals for the day. Remember to sandwich your workouts between your carb meals. In this example, our boot camper is working out at 4:30 p.m., which you can see written at the top of the meal plan worksheet. If you're an early morning boot camper, you can eat your first carb meal after your workout and your second carb meal in the evening before. Now this question comes up a lot too. On days, and guys, don't give me that deer in the headlight look when I say this, because it's for real. On days you don't work out, you eat your 2 carb meals at night, in the later part of the day. So it would be your dinner and then whatever you have before your dinner. Okay? Yeah.
Why do you eat it at night?
Pardon me?
Why are you eating at night when if you're not working out that day? Wouldn't that be like storing all these carbs in you when you go to bed?
No, not necessarily, because your macros are designed for you based on you burning them all throughout the day. Okay? So what that will do, like in the early part of the day, having not worked out, you're getting your protein in, and what happens at around 12 or 1 after you eat lunch? Crack. Right? So that way you're gonna have more sustained energy and things like that throughout your day. You have your 2 carb meals at night and you're gonna sleep really good. And here's the thing, guys, these carbs that you're having, they're the healthiest forms of carbs. They're not the kind of carbs that are gonna stick to your waistline. Your body needs them. It's not processed food. And processed food is what creates those love handles. All of this unwanted stuff comes from things that have been processed or fried, pretty much. And that's not what we're putting in our bodies. So just think of all the delicious foods that you're gonna eat at night, and then guess what? You're gonna go to sleep. And what happens when you're sleeping? You're restoring your body. You're recovering. You're building your immune system. Your body's healing itself from what you did to it earlier that day. Okay? So it's all kinds of good stuff. Make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. Challenge rules. Can't have a challenge without rules, right? So these are good rules, though. This just to clarify. So you want to count direct macros only. So for further directions, see pages 14 through 18 for information. And there's those videos on counting your macros. It's very explanatory. So make sure you watch those videos on the website. Your carbohydrates, on days you work out, sandwich your workout between your carbs. On days you don't work out, eat your carb meals in the afternoon and evening. See page 27 for information about your carbs. Protein, be sure to include a variety of proteins in every meal, so that's a good thing. We want a good variety of sources of protein throughout our day. So whether it's fish, chicken, meat, there's some dairy products, right? Yogurts, nut butter, like that's not direct, but the better variety you have, the more variety of branched chain amino acids you'll receive for building your muscles as well. In fact, be sure to vary your fat sources. Try different nuts, oils, avocado, mayonnaise. Avocado mayonnaise is a very good thing. If you want to put that in, say, your tuna fish, that's a good fat source you can add. Coconut oils are good sources of fat as well. Nuts are great for brain health too. So when you're picking sources of food, you also want to think about what they're doing for you. Everything we put in our body, we want to think about how is it going to benefit me? What is it going to do to build my immune system or make me strong and healthy and prevent disease and anti-aging and all of that stuff, right? And drinking lots of water. Vegetables, we want to try to include those in every meal. Aim to eat a minimum of 6 servings a day. And when you, so, the food list includes several foods. I mean, we all know our favorite veggies, so you can circle those too and try to incorporate those into your day. Making great snacking options as well. Cucumbers, carrots, celery, right, Angela? Good stuff. And protein shakes. Very convenient for on the go to recover after workouts as a meal source. It's a great way to kill sugar cravings as well. We do that, right? But limit protein shakes to no more than half of your meals. So if you have 6 meals a day, you don't want more than 3, but I think that's too much, guys. You don't want 3 meals of shakes. I would say no more than 2. You always want to have like protein after your workout, maybe a protein shake, or just to rebuild your muscle. It's like 100 calories. Doesn't really count. Your body's going to digest it like immediately. You're having with water, it's going to go straight to your muscle source. But if you make a nice breakfast smoothie with it, that's just a bonus right there. So it's a good way to incorporate it into a meal as well, as long as you're adding other good things to it as well. So our challenge rules are: drink half your body weight in ounces of water. Raise your hand if you've never heard one of us say that before. Good. Stick to the food list. I can't emphasize that enough. There's so much food to choose from. Really, there's no reason to go off the list. That's my challenge to you guys. Limit dairy. It's easy to overdo. There's whey protein in dairy, butter, cheese, milk, yogurt, cottage cheeses, all of those things. We recommend limiting to like 3 servings a day. And then plan to succeed. You either plan and prepare your meals ahead of time to ensure you have healthy food available at all times. This will reduce the likelihood. So go shopping and get all your foods in one lump sum. If you fail to plan, what can you plan on? Yes, ma'am. So I can't really emphasize that enough. If you fail to plan, you can plan to fail. So you can't just go whimsically into this challenge and expect results. It is going to take work. And like I said, treat it like a course, like you're back at college and that course is you. And you're discovering this whole new universe that you never knew about before. And the year 2020 is coming. It's that perfect vision. Imagine what you want that year to look like, because it's going to be amazing. So we have our supplement line. If you need proteins, and there's a big discount on that website that we sent you. We have our Everyday Fit. That's what's in here. I drink it every day because it's filled with branched chain amino acids, antioxidants. It's filled with vitamins and minerals, appetite suppressant, mildly, a little bit of caffeine. It's just really good. And I just get tired of drinking water all the time, to be honest. So it's nice to eat your food every once in a while.
Carol?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that like a pre-workout drink?
We actually have a pre-workout, but no, it's like it's just like a immune boosting addition to your water. Yeah, yep, exactly. And vitamins and minerals and
So your take on pre-workout drinks are, this one is what you like?
yeah, there's the pre-workout. I like those just because I feel better during my workouts when I use them, and I wanna have good energy.
With an 8:30 workout,
Yeah.
I don't need anything at 5.
Yeah, and so,
At
yeah.
8:30, I feel like I need something
Absolutely,
right
so,
before.
yep, so, I always recommend anybody who's a morning worker outer and you don't eat before your workout, I totally recommend drinking a pre-workout down, like, within 30 minutes of your workout. But I will say, like, probably the worst thing you can do is drink a cup of coffee and go work out. Coffee is a natural diuretic. It's depleting you of water and hydration, and you are not gonna have as good of a workout as if you were hydrated with branched chain amino acids and electrolytes that are gonna help propel you and really give you that extra energy source to get you through your workout. And the other thing is, if you just get up and go to the gym and you work out, like you perspired overnight. Like that's why we wake up in the morning, we weigh like 3 pounds less than when we went to bed at night, because your body's used up all that water perspiring. You know, it's basically an engine, a machine healing you at night. So when you wake up, you're already dehydrated. So, you know, you throw some pre-workout in a water, and with your water, you drink that down on your way in here, you're gonna have a great workout. And in our pre-workout too, it has focus enhancing branched chain amino acids in there too. So it's not only giving you more energy, recovering, you know, preparing your muscles, but it's also increasing your focus and alertness, which is gonna give you a better workout as well, because you're gonna just, you know, kick it through that workout. Anything else? Any other questions? Yeah.
The BCAAs, branch
Chain amino acids.
chain amino acids.
Yes.
Okay.
So
What are
with
they? Sorry.
So they're in proteins.
Okay.
And typically we just don't get the required amount of branched chain amino acids. Would
Okay.
you agree, Darian? There's essential and non-essential amino acids, and the amino acids that are in all of our supplements are designed and engineered on our workouts. You know, they're built around the, you know, fit body and what we do and our culture and our members and their lifestyle. So, the branched chain amino acids, what they will do for you is recover your muscle sooner so they don't get sore, but they also build muscle quicker so you get better results, and then you can work harder in your workouts as you continue taking it. And we recommend you take it within 30 minutes post-workout.
Post-workout.
Yeah. All right.
And also too, guys, you can also have BCAAs throughout the day too, just in case you want to have a little more extra energy before work, afterwards, just an extra thing to have throughout your diet. Also
Yeah.
BCAAs throughout the day.
And if you're running, I totally recommend running with branched chain amino acids and drinking at least half of a serving down, because you don't want to like break down your muscle when you're running, and you want to keep that going strong. Yes.
They're all included in the macros then, so the amino acids.
Not included in the macros. Yeah. No.
Not included,
No.
so.
No. These are all sugar-free. There are no artificial ingredients in anything. I mean, the protein you would,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, the proteins, that's a different story. But like these things, no, you wouldn't have those.
And then Damon.
And Darian's right, like I drink pre-workout and everyday fit, I just drink it throughout the day. I really do, so. Yeah. Explains a lot, right? So, support and accountability, your habit tracker. This is like the most important. Thank you guys for your patience. It's an interactive, easy way for you to track your physical and emotional transformation throughout the challenge. And this is why, you know, we're talking about discovering a whole new universe inside of you. This habit tracker is really designed to help you do that. That's exactly what it is, because it's gonna be work for you. Oh my gosh, is that you printed it out?
I did.
Oh God, I gotta show this to everybody. That is, oh my God, that is.
For the record, it was at work.
There, right? Look at this. Oh man, look at this. This is printed out everything like that, and it's labeled. Like this is
Color.
this is called your success tool. Oh my God, Sylvia, you get a water bottle for that one. She did that all herself. Where's Sam?
Right here.
Not her husband, Sam. My Sam. My other
She's
guy.
back there.
Alright. Oh my God, that's amazing. I'm looking at it, I'm like, is that what I think? Because I saw a habit tracker. She just like flipped it over. There was her habit tracker. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. So the habit tracker is an interactive way for you to learn about you. And research provides that people who track their food, exercise, and healthy behaviors increase the likelihood of reaching their goal by more than 50%. And honestly, I'd say that's probably more like 80%, guys. It's much greater than 50%. Like, you track it, you follow it, you believe in it. You received an email today about your why, you define your why. Keep asking your why 5 times. Go to 10. Go to 10. 10x it. 10x your why, guys. And that will get you where you need to be. Let me highlight a few great things about the habit tracker. Every day you should aim to drink half of your body weight in ounces of water, get 6 hours of sleep every night. And I didn't say 8, so I'm letting you guys off easy. So don't complain. No complaining about that. And follow your nutrition plan as closely as possible. When you complete these habits each day, check them off in your habit tracker and celebrate your commitment to improving your life. All right? So it is important to celebrate this, guys, and have fun, right? And be proud of yourself. Don't make it a chore. Don't make it a task, right? Make it an adventure. Make it your journey. This is going to get you like amazing, not just amazing results, but just amazing mindset, right? There's different motivational quotes every day. You're going to focus on what you're grateful for, not the person who cut you off in traffic, or who you're in an argument with, or who you're arguing with at work, or whatever it is. We all have those things in life, but if we just focus a little bit more on what we're really, truly grateful for, that mindset shift starts to happen. So, your daily habits include you want to be checking off your water, right? You want to be getting your sleep, and you want to be 90% compliant with your macros. So it's not the 80-20 rule, right? It's the 90-10. All right? So if you do these things every day, the results will follow. Sound good? All right. So look at someone next to you, high five, and say, I got this, guys! I got this! Yeah! Nice! So your habit tracker also includes a place for you to record your weekly habits. So working on these at least 3 times a week, planning your meals, planning on working out at least 3 times a week. Well, we really want to work out more than 3 times a week, right? But as long as you're getting here 3 times a week for those busy folks, you're going to do just fine. You are going to do just fine. And planning your meals so that you know what to eat around each meal. And of course, preparing and eating your meals. And anything else like additional habits you want, it even has, you can create your own habit. What's a good habit to create?
More exercise.
Or stretching. Yes. Self-care. We can't forget about that self-care stuff, right? Stretching, Epsom salt baths, reading, meditating. What? What'd you say? Ice. Yes. Icy baths, guys. Don't forget to laugh. Don't forget to smile at the person next to you at the grocery store. All those little things.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If you working out, when I come here from work, when I eat my carbs, meal,
Yes.
how, like an hour before, an hour and a half before I work out? Because sometimes when I work out and I feel like there's food in there, it doesn't work because then I start throwing up.
That's a really good question. So here's how, are you a 4 person?
Yeah.
Oh, 4. So how I would schedule the afternoon workouts is I'd have breakfast, lunch, snacky meal that, you know, is covering your macros with the carbs about at least 2 hours before your workout.
Oh, okay, good.
And then I would have your dinner afterwards. Yeah, after. So, yeah, that's how I would do that. Sound good? So people don't burn out because of what they do. People burn out because they forget why they do it. So what do we want to do?
Don't forget.
10x your why, guys. That email said 5x. But I want you to 10x it. Go deep. That was one of our word of the weeks not too long ago. Go deeper. Go deeper. Alright, Daniel, you're going back.
Yeah,
Are
okay.
you ready?
Yeah.
Daniel's heading back. Oh my god.
Why are you calling him out?
He doesn't know what he's in for. No, I'm kidding. So determine your habits. Okay, so lots of great stuff on that. And then every day you're writing what? So track your food. That's so awesome. Like, I'm excited because I'm doing it too. I get to write down everything I eat and know ahead of time. So yeah. Understand how food affects you. Maybe your coach can help. But you just gotta figure out what you like and fill in the blanks. It's kind of like kindergarten. Remember when we did that? We just like had to figure out what went in the little blank. That's what this is. And so, you know, it's learning what you like and putting it together. It's think of it as creative. You're creating a masterpiece. And that masterpiece is you. Okay? That's what this is. Yes. So lastly, you will see a spot to answer reflection questions we will ask throughout the challenge. Use your habit tracker as a self-discovery tool to dig deep into what you can do to create lifestyle changes. It might seem silly to do all of this at first, but your results come directly from how consistently you are with your habits. So take 5 minutes each day to focus on your habits. Regardless of your results, the results will come. We promise you that. So what I kind of recommend and what I do is find a place in your house where you can write this down. Like have a little corner, have it there every day where you go and you fill it out. It could be every morning and part of your morning routine. It can be part of your evening before you go to night routine. You can get your workout clothes ready. You can have everything ready to go for the morning, and you can fill this out. That way you're going to go to bed and you're not going to worry about what you have to do the next day. You won't have all these thoughts going through your head, right? So I kind of recommend doing it at night because then it gives you time to contemplate on how you felt that day. And then you fill it out, you have everything ready to go, and then you'll sleep better because you won't have all these thoughts racing around your head. So you prepare at night for the next day, and you're planning to succeed. Okay? Good stuff. Any questions? So think about what the best time of day is for you. So I'm just going to have you guys sit in on this last part as a reminder. Boot camp rules, guys. So as a policy, we take great pride in the magic that Darian, Coach Stephanie, Coach Amy, Coach Scott, and we all create on, or help you create, I should say, on this beautiful gray mat. So we appreciate it, and it is a rule to make sure you bring in your pair of boot camp shoes, just for for working your magic on these mats, guys. Keeps it nice and clean. That way we're not dragging in debris. People a lot, and I always think this, so I'm gonna share it with you because I wanna create a visual perspective in your brain about why we're so sensitive about it. But a lot of people bring their dogs here. You know what dogs do out there? Like, I don't want that here. When I'm doing those push-ups and burpees, it's like, I don't wanna have to worry about it. And I know we sweat and that kind of thing, but you know, we have industrial vacuums, we have it professionally cleaned on a regular basis, so we do work really hard to just keep set on that. So be on time, try not to be running in the door, in the middle of, you know, the warm up. Make time for you. It's only 30 minutes. So get here, make that time for you. You can start your warm up, you know, interacting, pumping people up. Look at the workout for the day, getting that mindset for your workout, right? Your warm up determines your workout too, right, Darian? Your warm up determines and dictates how good of a workout you will receive. So you want to be ready, prepared, and into that warm up just as intensely as you are for your workout, okay? So that's why we want to pay attention, be listening to the coaches while they're demonstrating everything for you so you know that flow, you're ready to jump on in, you're ready to tackle that workout, you're going to get it done with focus, intensity, and drive. And of course, checking in on the iPad when it's working, right? So, we're getting that out. I had to throw that in there.
Carol,
Yes, ma'am?
do we have to check in differently?
Nope.
So even on the regular app where we,
Yeah.
say we're coming in,
Yes.
do we have to check in?
Except for yoga on Sunday. We're not going to post that on the app.
Okay,
We're posting it on the member-only Facebook page.
okay,
And people have to sign up on that weekly sign-up sheet. It's it looks like a survey, but you're signing up for it.
okay.
Because if we put it on the app, everybody's gonna see it, and then, yeah, so we can't do that.
Because when I checked in once, I'm sorry, when I checked in once, I forgot to check in on the app to say I was coming. And then when I went to check in, there was 2 lines of myself in there.
Oh, I think what happened was when we started adding the second membership, Rob had to call Club Ready because it was adding a whole new membership
Oh, okay.
to people.
Okay, so it won't be there anymore.
So we've corrected that.
Oh, okay, okay, that's what I was kind of.
Yeah, it was like all of a sudden we started getting new membership notifications and we had to call Club Ready and they,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Hear that? Anything else? Any other, okay, good. So, boot camp rules, drink plenty of water. Ask for help. Kids are welcome, just like this, beautiful example. They're such good behavior kids, oh my God. So, but if something happens and your kid needs to be, or your child needs tending to, and we have never had a problem with it, just tend to it. They're not allowed on the mat. They're not allowed to, you know, work out. They're not allowed to use the equipment because it's just a safety rule. We really can't afford to have anyone get hurt. So. And to be positive, we all know that, right? But I'm gonna add one here because I didn't make this PowerPoint. Had I done it, I would have added this. There's no excuses either. Right, guys? No excuses in the house. The most important part of the 10-week challenge is what happens after the 10 weeks, guys. By a show of hands, how many of you are interested in maintaining your results after the challenge in November? So this isn't just 10 weeks, guys. This is a lifestyle, okay? You guys are gonna do great. Good stuff. Every choice you make has an end result, guys. That's it. That's the end. Every choice. Any questions, guys? How are we feeling? Are we ready to just conquer this mountain? And when we get to the top, we're gonna hold our hands up high. Because remember, December 7th, guys, is our big celebration. We'll be celebrating our coaches, we'll be celebrating our champions, and you're all gonna be champions. Yes. All right, here we go.
It's like